In the United Kingdom, we actually had a decision made by our Supreme Court, which was looking at the definition of woman. And it came down to biological sex. That's it. That's a woman defined. And the feminist groups that were fighting for that were joyous. These are feminists that I understand where they're coming from. They want to say that a person who's born a woman and has lived their life as a woman should have that exclusive right. And someone who has been a man for most of their life and then changes to become a woman doesn't understand what being a woman is. They haven't lived the life. That's a very valid point. But taking into consideration the very idea of the existence of intersex, look it up and you'll find there's different conditions. Many people who are trans will simply say it was a mistake that they were assigned a gender at birth. They have always been a certain way that is not in line with what their birth certificate says. And what shocked me was, in one video I heard a lawyer say that the Supreme Court took submissions from the activist groups who wanted the definition of woman to be made very, very exclusive. They took no submissions from transgender groups or transgender individuals who wanted to have their say. And as a lawyer, he was ashamed of his profession because everyone deserves a fair hearing. And he said the Supreme Court only listened to one side of the argument. Then after that, I come across this video that says, in the UK's bargaining for deals of trade with the United States, there's a lot of pressure put on the government to remove or reduce LGBT rights. Even though I know that the Supreme Court's meant to be separate from our government, it starts to worry me that there's a pressure on them to go with this way of thinking now. We need to dial back the clock and not go too far on the transgender rights because, well, America doesn't like it and we want to be friends with them and get a good trade deal. Is that what's going on? Because I don't understand why we should kowtow to the whims and desires of another country. How is that meant to be patriotic? How is that meant to be strong, British and proud when we let somebody else tell us what we need to do to curry their favour? Having to be patriotic is not going to do that. It's going to stand for what we believe and what we want and what we vote for. That's what's important. Is it not? Follow me for more.